guys, well, look at the salvia. Is this gorgeous or is this gorgeous? I love when I run into things unexpectedly. Don't we all love that? So I got this at Home Depot. So it doesn't give me a specific type of salvia. Otherwise I would tell you. But I had a purple fountain grass in my front driveway bed last year. And if you plant those in North Texas, you know they're just annuals. So I think I'm going to give this salvia a try. And since it is a perennial, I would hope that it'll come back every year, and then I'll have that same kind of grassy texture effect, but this one will have flowers. So we're gonna give that a try. And then I've got lots and lots of Supertunias. So I'm going to kind of get a Supertunia and wave competition going this summer. I've already got some wave petunias planted in my front bed, and I thought I would go ahead and put the Supertunias in there with them. In my experience, the Supertunias do make more flowers and just grow gloriously when it's cooler weather. But when the temperatures start rising, they do start to struggle. And this is when I really want the color. In the summer, when everything else is looking so awful, is kind of when the wave petunias step up. So I might start combining them. These Supertunias do come back in the fall if I can keep them alive. Sometimes it's a struggle to keep them alive in the summer months, but I'm gonna see what happens this summer. Like I said, I normally do one or the other, but I'm just gonna go for it this year. And so we're gonna see what this competition's gonna look like and who's gonna ultimately prevail. So we're also gonna be planting up these beautiful begonias today. And I'll talk a little bit more about the underrated begonia a little bit later in the video. So stay tuned and we will get these going. So this is where I had my purple fountain grass last year. This is right off of my driveway. You pull up and I have some drift roses. And it was right here, and it just had a nice, beautiful, easygoing breeze, but it does block. It does get so high that it blocks the drift roses behind it, and I was having to replace it every year. So I still have my pansies that are looking pretty sad. I have catmint that's starting to bloom. These are white drift roses, and they are about to start opening up. There's blooms all over them, and drift roses do amazing in North Texas. But I wanted to show you the highlight of this bed, which I planted last year. This is a Twilight heirloom rose. Isn't that gorgeous? A gardening friend told me about this, and I can't wait for it to get bigger. But right now it has about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 buds on it. So I'm just super excited. Looks like maybe I have a some thrips. Gonna have to come out here, and there's a little bud hiding back there. So anyways, this salvia is gorgeous. On the other side of my violas, I have another perennial salvia that just tolerates drought, needs no water, needs really nothing of any kind. And it is just super pretty. So that is going into the ground. Well, she looks beautiful. So here's the blooms on this. I love it when they don't open. They're a deep rosy kind of color, and then a bright fuchsia pops out. So I'm in love with this plant. Here's the label for you. Realize how bad my violas are looking up here. I have some begonias ready to go. See, these violas in the back are still doing great. Look at them, aren't they gorgeous? These were from Johnny Seeds. I think it is called Antique Shades. But there are the begonias that I plan on putting in. They've been in here for a while. It's time to get them out. I would imagine when I pull them out, they're gonna look pretty measly. All right, let's get those to the front and get them planted up. And I feel like begonias are a little bit underrated. They do so well in the heat, and they actually tolerate drought really well. I'm gonna try the begonia up here this year, and we're gonna see how that goes. I'm gonna love the white, all these contrasting colors with those pink begonias. As always, I have my big bucket of amendments. It's just easier to do it this way. I can't carry around those big bags. So I always usually use the same thing. We have landscapers mix in here, compost, I have some worm castings, and I threw in some rose tone as well. Even though I had the worm castings, I'm kind of almost out, so I don't feel like I had enough. But this is going to be what I'm going to plant the flowers in. Kind of like, sometimes I feel like I'm baking bread, right? And this is my dough. So, I don't know. I feel like I've got to get my mixture going just right, or else my flowers aren't going to do what I need them to do. So anytime you're working in a bed that has drip, you know that there's going to be accidents. So of course I cut the line. So I've got, I think I just need a coupler for that. That's all we need. Since dirt got in there, I may just go ahead and clip that just to make it easier. Cut a teeny bit off. All right, that is fixed. All right, the bed is amended and ready to be planted up. So I think I showed you in some previous videos that I'm getting more intentional about my drip system. So, and you also know I have a mole issue. So this is what I encounter when I am near my drips. When I was digging to put the begonia here, can you see the mole hole right there? Yeah. And it goes all up through here. So everywhere I have a drip, the little moles coming to feed on the earthworms that like to hang out around the moisture of the soils. So just FYI, you live, you learn, you know. Thought I was doing a good thing by putting in drip and not doing overhead watering, but little did I know that I would be creating another problem. So I'm just getting more intentional about my drips, and I'm not putting them near plants anymore. So I'm just going to be putting them, instead of putting them at the base of plants like I was doing, I'm just kind of putting them in the middle of the plants. And I have been throwing pea gravel into the mole holes when I find them. I heard that works. I don't know if it does or not, but I heard that they don't like to scratch. That's another reason I add pea gravel throughout my landscaping. So anyways, that's my plan. I don't know if it'll work, but all right, here's the finished product, and they look so pretty. And they're probably going to fill out just beautifully. I should note that this bed gets morning sun and some dappled afternoon shade. So begonias, especially the green leaf begonias like this, they do not like full intense hot sun, especially North Texas hot sun. They do have the dark leaf begonia, and as much as I love the dark leaves and purple foliage, I'm not a fan of the purple begonia. I don't know why, I can't quite figure it out, but I love all the pinks and yellows going on, and then the catmint's coming in bloom right there. So pinks and yellows and blues, it's so pretty. Just take note of these daffodils. They are still in bloom. This is a mix of the Golden Echo from Longfield Gardens. These little guys are still in bloom all over my yard. And this is still the citrus mix that I also got from, I think, Eden Brothers. And these over here are some more. This is part of the citrus mix, I think. But these are for sure the Golden Echoes. Oh, I just love the happy little pops of yellow and white. So here's another angle. I think the bed's going to be really pretty.
All right, let's get to the Supertunias.
You know, I'm always fearful as soon as I get my annuals in the ground, we get a massive hailstorm. So it's just a chance I take. And if I want my annuals to be nice and full and beautiful, I've just got to get them in the ground. They can't stay in the pots forever. So I have 6 total that I'm going to put up here. I still have the grape hyacinth that I just cannot pull up because it's still just so cute. So I'm going to keep that as long as possible. But I think in the meantime, I'm going to have one there, one there. Those are kind of in front of my Japanese maple bed. And then I'm going to have to figure out some shade plants for right here. Thankfully, the beds in my front yard get morning sun and so an afternoon shade. So kind of anything goes, honestly. Anything that takes sun does great. Anything that takes shade, I have spots for a little bit of everything. So I might go ahead and maybe just do some impatiens. Hadn't figured that out yet, but it's kind of fun to have a little spot that I can play with here. And on this side, I have 3. Actually 4. I have one there. I have one there, and then over there. And I think what I'm going to do here is move these Gumfrinas back. Once they start growing, they get so big that they're going to fall over and take over the wave Petunia there, and same here. So I don't want that to happen. I'd like them to have plenty of space. So I think I'm just going to dig them up and move them back just a little bit. My dianthus is pretty set right there, so I'm going to just scoot this right back into that little space right there. This one is right behind the liatris, and that will be good. Once that liatris blooms out, I'll cut them down, and then this Supertunia will take over. But my dianthus, as always, is just so beautiful. I don't know what I'd do without this color. And the blooms are just so big. I love it. I love it. Little cloudy puffs of beauty. Oh, this one's not doing so good. I just saw this guy. He might be too shaded under the Dusty Miller here, so I wonder if I need to move him. I need to figure something out. I see what it was. Bunch of doodle bugs have taken over. Look at that. So I think it's just rotting away. When I went to move it, they all just broke off. So I keep little hidden bags for all my garden mess. So I'm gonna put my tulips in there. And when it's full, which it's getting full, then I can just dump it. But it makes it convenient. I'm sorry, you know how distracted I get. Look at my At Last. Oh, it's so pretty. So in order for this to work, I have my steps here. These go up to my hose. So priorities here, people. Definitely, that is a priority. So I'm gonna have to find another place for that step. Maybe I don't know what I'll do. But I need that Supertunia to go right there. Be on either side of that chrysanthemum, because these Gumfrinas are gonna fill out the space in front. And I really just need these 2 right here to make it work. So, off with the step we go. Maybe I could just move it sideways. That works. What do you think? After your daffodils are done blooming, it's important to keep the green stems. This is how your bulbs will get nutrients to make the flowers for next year. So I will often just gather the stems, twist them really tight, and tie them into a knot. Sometimes I'll braid them, and other times you can just twist them tightly, fold them over, and secure them with a rubber band. But from this view, we've got one Supertunia, another Supertunia there, and then a third one right behind. Supertunia. Moved this Gomphrena back, and then I got the steps situated. So I've got a Supertunia in front of it and another one there. Quick highlight of this dahlia. Beautiful. It's got another one getting ready to open. And then over here, we've got the Supertunia, another one here. And I wound up having to dig up a lot of my liatris. Most of it, for whatever reason, had just all grown forward. So I dug up a big clump of bulbs, divided them, and just kind of spread them out how they used to be. So I have a Supertunia there, Supertunia there, and then again, I moved my Gompphrenas back so that they had space to grow forward. And then I put my last Supertunia here. So it looks like I lost an azalea. It was right there behind that Gomphrena. And I'm going to trim that back. If you see that there is growth coming out of the base. So it's not dead. And I know exactly what happened. You can see all the growth on it. So I'm just going to go trim off the dead growth, put it in a pot, and try to nurture it until next year. And then maybe I can put it back in the soil. But everything leads back to molds. This is just how my garden grows. Thank you for watching. It means so much, and I just can't thank you enough. So as always, if you like the video, press that like button, and don't forget to subscribe. And you guys have